The lives of transgendered people are constantly at risk. Every day is a struggle for survival and acceptance. The tech industry and geek culture often marginalize those that they see as different. How is it that so many trans folk make their way in this environment? TransGeek movie is about giving them a space to tell their own stories.
In the tech world, I basically lost my career when I was full-time transitioned. I had already legally changed my name. I'd been, full-time except for work for a long time. And they just walked me out the door.
Speculative fiction gives us control back of a situation that we don't have a lot of control over. It lets you slash down all of these old school expectations, and when a trans person is in a story, is in a work, they reflect the society around them. Well, what if you don't deal with it, but the society around them is already reflecting, acceptance of gender not being tied to sex? And so I am today not as much interested in cutting down, gender expectations as I am with just presenting worlds in which it's already happened. Unfortunately, those are speculative at this time.
Within game design, there's politics. There's someone who is assuming what their viewer is. And right now we're kind of assuming that all of our viewers are heteronormative. It doesn't allow kind of like values that come in from our own lives. So in queerness, there's ambiguity and identity. And so the idea of ambiguity and something that's supposed to be solid seems to not be really present in game design right now. And so I feel like this kind of conversation is just not happening. And I think once that conversation happens, we'll see a lot more of this, different play, different design coming on.
In the media, transition is portrayed as a big snap decision. It's just like that. And one day I wore a frock and that was it. It's really more of a slow discovery of themselves over time. I do think a lot of people use that as a first step. Friends that I know have done crossplays and then been pleased with the results and find themselves very pleased when someone mistakes them as a boy or something like that, and then realised through experiencing what it's like that this is something they want to do more permanently.
Being able to use technology for trans causes is something that is largely still untapped. So it's exciting in that sense. I mean, we're sort of in the startup phase of doing that, and that's always a lot of fun.
It's empowering individuals to engage in the conversations, to talk about narratives, to talk about our lives, to bring into light the diverse intersectionalities that we all have, in addition to being trans.
TransGeek movie is about listening to the voices of people who are struggling to work and play in the tech industry and geek culture, listening to both the stories of survival and accomplishment.